Hi, I'm Mary Gamester, textile artist and tutor, and I'm going to show you today the lovely technique of transfer painting and the use of Indian printing blocks. If you look at this lovely background, you will see how textural it looks, and I will show you how to achieve this. And it makes a really lovely organic background. And this is the paper that I have prepared for this, and I used these two colours, vivid violet and royal blue again, and I just put them on the paper randomly, and I had some water here and there, and where the water was it leaves it clear white, and this just makes these lovely shapes. To get more of a textural one, I used, while it was still very wet, I used a piece of bubble wrap which I just placed on here, face down, and took off some of the paint, and then it leaves these wonderful textural marks. Then it's put on one side and left to dry. While it's drying, I went on to block print the elephants. Before we begin the block printing, it's very important that we would have a foam mat or some soft mat underneath our papers in order to print and get a good clear print. Once you've painted up your block and made quite sure there's no bubbles within the holes, then print on the paper, pressing down and getting a nice clear print. And do several of these, painting each time and printing. Sometimes it's quite good if there's still plenty of paint to just print another. I quite like these images, and it just depends on what you like, and it'll make it very variable and very attractive. Once you've printed a whole sheet, and I do more than I need, because sometimes the prints aren't good, and you just abandon them and use your best prints. So once they're dry, then I just get the scissors and just cut round and cut out the prints that I will be using. So now we're ready. Once these are all dry and cut out, we're ready to transfer onto the fabric. Here I have just got a small pad that I use for workshops at wherever I go to teach, but at home I would use the ironing board. No need to get anything special. Then put baking parchment down first, the sandwich that I've talked about before, and then your fabric, then your background, which we will iron on first. So you iron slowly and steadily to get to your background with a piece of baking parchment to protect the fabric from the intense heat of the iron, because it needs to be on a cotton setting. And these fabrics that I use are synthetic, and I use polycotton for almost everything I do. Once you're happy with the background, and here you see where the bubble wrap print has made a lovely effect on there. Then once you're happy with your background, and you pick up your elephants and place them and iron them. Now I will only iron 2 at a time, because they need to be held by the iron and not allowed to slip. And when you've started to iron, when you think it's transferred, pick up the corner, don't let it move, and then you'll find the images there. But must take your time over this, otherwise it can be disappointing. I have tried doing more than 2, and it's not good. They do move, and it's a disaster. It's disappointing. Then you just carry on and iron them all, depending on the length of your fabric, as many as you wish. And now I'm going to show you the wall hanging that I've been working on. And just to recap, I will be showing you the elephant that I did last time using the stencil and stitched into at this stage. Definitely a work in progress. And then today we've been looking at the block printing with the elephants to show how that turns out. And this will indicate the bubble wrap background, to show how that looks, how effective it can look, and the elephants there. I've just quilted around them, but they're ready for a lot more embellishment with beads and sequins and embroidered flowers. It has been a pleasure showing you this technique, and I look forward to showing you another technique in the next video.